Hey, cool people, this is Dan here from Ink Drillers and Dan's Tattoo Shop. Hey, I got another unboxing. So, I'm going to get started. So this time, I sent off 30 like I always do, and they sent it in 2 packages. So I think they revised their site saying they only like to do 25 at a time now. So once again, I do PGX. I'm okay with PGX. I know there's a lot of controversy out there, and I've said this before. To me, getting them slabbed at a good price, affordable price, is important. So, I know you can twist the cases a little bit, and they creak a little more, you know, but I've been watching a lot of videos on people that are taking PGXs out of the cases and sending them back in, and they're coming back comparable. If anything, it seemed like PGX was a little harsher on page color. No, it's just, you know, maybe I've watched maybe 10, 15 videos. I don't know, something like that. So not a ton of them yet. But I'm going to keep watching them and keep checking it out. So for me, I got so many that I want to get slabbed up. It's just so much more affordable to me. Now this time's a little different. Usually I don't know the grades. This time I had a preview to the grades. I know PGX usually doesn't like to give out that information, or they just don't. But I guess if you have them pressed and cleaned, and they do quite a few of them, then they will give you that information. So they did. So I printed it out so we can go over it as I'm doing these this unboxing. I'm just gonna toss that plastic to the other side, along with those sleeves. So, this time I did have a bunch. This is a little bit older batch, and I put on there to have them pressed and cleaned if necessary to improve the grade. And I probably shouldn't have done this like this. These comics weren't really worth all that much, most of them. But hey, it is what it is. They did improve the grades. You know, I just don't know how much, you know, how much I'm going to get my money back out of them, basically. Because if you send in something, you know, a little bit older, it's like $25 to have pressed and cleaned, plus the $20 to have it graded. So you're into it $45 right there. Plus, if you purchase the comic, you know that's going to matter. So, all right. Anyways, let's get started here. I've got my list here, so I will just pull one up. We'll check out the grade, and then I'll check out what it came to on their little list, and it tells you what it was. You'll understand when I read off the first one, because it says what they kind of graded it at, what it was pressed to, what they cleaned on it. Okay, first one is Zap number 5 from 1970. So I always like these Chrome comic books and stuff, and you know, I just whoa. I just really like that kind of stuff. It reminds me of my childhood. So I picked some up. And so this one here, number 5, it just says it was pressed from an 8.0 to a 9.0 dash coverware. So, and then it's also got white pages, first print, which is nice. I think one of them, the other one's not in a first print, because I did a couple of these Zap comics, I think 3 of them. So there's the first one. So I'm pretty happy with that. 9.0, not bad, you know, for 1970. They were just crazy, you know, the strutted dudes. And okay, Zap number 3. This one here reads, pressed from a 7.0 to a 7.5. Multiple stress lines along spine. Cover wear. Slight corner crease on front cover. 1-inch corner crease on back cover. And it's white pages. First print, 7.5. So I didn't know what these were. You know, okay, I call myself kind of like a passive comic book collector. I've been collecting them since I was a kid. I'm older. And I go through different phases where I collect them, get rid of them, blah, 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 blah. So, but I'm really not into the grading thing. Like, there's a lot I need to learn. Let's put it that way. So when I look at a comic, and this looks stellar to me, doesn't necessarily mean it's a stellar comic book. So these ones I don't mind. Even no matter what grade these came out, I didn't mind getting them graded because it's what I really like. I think they're awesome. All right, there's Zap number 1. And this reads, pressed from a 7.0 to an 8.0. Several stress lines along spine. Moderate foxing at bottom right corner of front cover. So I assume they cleaned the foxing. Nope, I still see it in there. I thought that's kind of what you were. This is third print, off-white to white pages. 8.0. Plexus, I'm okay with this. I like these comics. I'm glad to have them in my collection. I will sell them off eventually. You know. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. What's the next one? The Trump man-child, Covfefe. Tremendous Trump, Covfefe. 9.8. This is a newer comic. I knew it was going to come back in 9.8. Big Time Collectibles Convention, black and white variant issue. Yeah, so that's a 9.8, of course. It's a newer comic. I just thought it was funny. So I bought one. I think this is, it is a variant cover. They're not all the black and whites, so. Oh yeah, that's right. It said Big Time Comic Convention. I just thought it was funny. So I got it. All right, last one out of these extra 5 here. And this one I shouldn't have sent off. The person who I got it from said it was a higher grade than it wasn't even close. Strange Adventures number 240, 6.5. Multiple stress lines along spine, cover and edge wear, corner crease on back cover, foxing, dirty back cover. So this one they didn't clean, they didn't press, they just. So now, if I would have cleaned that, I've been checking that out a little bit more. I have been started cleaning some comics myself a little bit. I probably could have gave this some attention, which I will now. I'm kind of setting up my mobile tattoo shop where we're at right now. I've been kind of buying this stuff to press my own comics. So that way, this got pretty expensive this time around. And I just don't want to pay those prices anymore. Unless I have to. You know, there's something I'm not comfortable with. You know, but I remember that was a late night purchase. What was it again? Off white to white pages. And I just thought it was a cool comic. I just liked the cover. Thought it was pretty good. I think they called it a near mint or something. You know, and when I got it, I was like, eh. So let's break open the box. Pull out another round. So this is always the worst part of the video, I'm sure, waiting for me. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this back up here just so we have something to look at. Waiting for me to pull these out. Oh, this is a big old. Look at that. Ooh. Big old slab of them suckers, man. Alright, this ain't going too good, is it? Let's see, how's that looking at the camera? Yeah. Push it back a little farther. Drag it back over this way a little farther. Alright, looks like it's sitting a little crooked, but here's what it is. Alright, I'm gonna cut this out here. But so this time, like I said, I did talk to PGX. They're really cool. I know that people in the past have talked about how they've had a hard time getting grading notes and stuff. But like I said, they said when somebody gets a lot of pressing or cleaning, they want you to know what's going on. They usually don't, but they're trying to get better at it. And if by chance you really want the grading notes, contact them and they'll do their best. Now it might be that I I've gotten quite a few loads done with these guys now. You know, this was an expensive order. Definitely expensive in my little world. And the turnaround time wasn't that bad on this one. You know, I don't know, I hear these horror stories about CGC taking a year to get you your stuff. And that just scares the hell out of you, man. It's like, I don't want to pay, you know, wait a year. You know, bad enough when it's like 6 to 8 weeks. So as I've said in multiple videos, I just want them slabbed. So, you know, and I buy a lot of slabs. I buy a lot of comics still, you know, when I have the extra cash. That's what I like to do. That's why I'm kind of getting into the press my own and starting to figure out how to clean them and stuff. And I buy a lot of CGCs. A lot of my collection is CGCS and CGC. I probably should do some videos on just the ones I pick up off of. I'm a big eBay fan. I love right now that they're going through the adjustment. You know, the price adjustment right now, where prices are starting to go back down. You know, things got a little crazy there after the pandemic when everybody had all that free money. And now prices are coming back down. I picked up a Star Wars number 2, 1977, 35-cent price variant in a 6.5, just like this comic here, and I paid $1,000 for it. So, that comic was $3,000 not too long ago. You know, I think the number 2 Star Wars, just as a little side rant here, I think that's like one of the comics that's kind of getting overlooked a little bit, and people are starting to pop on that. And it has the first appearance, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and, you know, Chewbacca, Han Solo, Jabba the Hutt, and, you know, it's pretty much just as cool as number 1, except it's not number 1. So yeah, I got one of the rare 35-cent price variant ones, and I'm just stoked beyond belief that I have it in my collection. All right, let's move on here. The next one here, up on here, is Action Comics number 446. Now this was just a random buy that I got from this guy. He usually sells really good comics in really good shape. And I got it from him. It was advertised as a 9.4 right off the bat. So I thought, oh great, you know, if by chance it can be pressed or anything and done anything to it. But it says here at PGX that it was pressed from an 8.0 to a 9.4. It says that is White Pages, 1975. Now I'm a big fan of, and I don't think there's anything really special going on in this. It's a Kurt Swan art, but I like Action Comics. To me, Action Comics is like Action Comic and Detective Comics. Scream old school to me. And I don't know, I just have a soft spot, you know, for those kind of things. So I bought it, I sent it in, and it was like, because I got so many to send in, I just randomly grab a couple sometimes, you know. Okay, let's do this one, you know. So let's see, what's the next one? Black Lightning number 1. All right, 9.4 White Pages. Pressed from an 8.0 to a 9.4. Edgeware. So how's that looking here? Whoa, man. I'm just having technical difficulties today. Yeah, it looks pretty good in the camera. So, number 1, White Pages, Black Lightning. I love this kind of stuff. Yeah. You know, the first black superhero, I just think it's awesome. So there'll be some more in here. 9.4, I'm cool with that. For a 1977 comic. All right, the next one is Black Lightning number 2. White pages, 9.2. So I had 4 of these. 4 altogether of the Black Lightnings in a little run. This was pressed from a 7.5 to a 9.2. Several stress lines along the spine at the front cover, 1/16 corner crease on the back cover. So this one went from a 7.5 to a 9.2. Also, it's not marking these, but we see the newsstand down there. So these are newsstands. But that's a pretty big jump, man. Come on, 7.5 to a 9.2. Sold. Take it. All right, so probably I'm going to assume number 3. This one I had bought by itself. It didn't come. I bought number 1, 2, and 4, and I already had 3, so it just worked out that way. So number 3, it was pressed from a 7.5 to a 9.0. Dust shadow back cover, minor browning interior cover. So it's off-white to white pages. 1977, Black Lightning number 3, also in a newsstand. Black Lightning number 4, white pages. See, those other 3 all came in white pages. It was the number 3 that didn't. This is an 8.5, so they didn't press or do anything to this one. Sticky substance on front cover, so they cleaned it, I'm assuming. 3/4 inch crease on front cover, several stress lines along spine. And once again, a newsstand. So all 4 of those are newsstands. Someday if I ever get rid of them, they'll all probably go together in one lot. Civil War the Initiative. One shot. We call it a number 1, but we know it's a one shot. This only got a 9.4. I pulled this out of basically a $1 bin. I paid $1 for it. The reason I got it is because I had one in a 9.8. I put it up at the shop and I sold it during the pandemic for some good cash, you know. I got a really good price for it. So I was like, well, if there's somebody out there who really likes that, you know, I just put it up for display and put a nice high price tag on it, and somebody came in and paid it. And so I was like, okay, you know, I saw this in the $1 bin. Let me grab another one just in case. I'll put it back up at the shop just in case somebody else wants it. You know, this was a direct edition though. White pages, 9.4. So hopefully I can sell it, you know, make some money. It was a $1 comic. And I'm assuming that one, yeah, that one was just graded, wasn't pressed or anything. All right, the Howard the Duck. I thought this would come in better than this. The limb cover. 9.4, wasn't pressed, nothing. It's a newer comic book. I've had this for a while. I bought this when it first came out. You know, the first Howard the Duck. Yeah. And so I know the other one is worth a lot more. I just happen to get this one sometimes when I buy comics, and I get them, I figure something out a little later after it's already kind of taken off, and one comic's 100 and some odd bucks and the other one's fucking 40, 50, whatever. I'll buy the second one, you know, where I'm not spending as much, and that's kind of what I did with this one. I knew this one was, you know, this is the Gwenpool, first Gwenpool, right? Yeah. And so I like Howard the Duck anyways. I have lots of Howard the Duck comics, and he's been popping in and out of my comics, you know, my whole life and stuff, you know. So yeah, 9.4. I really thought I was going to do better than that. So I'm bumming on that. All right, what else we got here? Journey into Mystery, number 1. All right, now I got a little run of these. So, Journey into Mystery, number 1, 6.5, multiple stress lines across spine, cover and edge wear, browning interior cover, 2-inch corner crease in front cover. and it's off-white to white pages. Now I just 1972. I happened to buy like 6 of these at one point. I don't know, I got them somewhere, and so I just really wanted to get them graded and, you know, get it over with. And so, because I thought they were good enough to be graded, I was really shocked that this is a 6.5. I thought it would come in better than that. Journey into Mystery 2. Same thing, off-white to white pages. And 1972, 9.0. This one reads, this was pressed from a 7.5 to a 9.0. Several stress lines along spine, minor browning, browning interior cover. So now because of this stuff, that's why I really want to kind of work on comics and stuff. So I can send them in, I can get a better grade, I can get rid of some of these brownings and stuff if I just take my time. You know, I don't retire for another X amount of years, and that's what I'm prepping my collection for, is the last 2 years before I retire. I want to start selling everything, so I have some cash to travel around and do my own thing. But I can get them cleaned up, I can get them looking nicer, I can get better grades, so they're worth more money when that does happen, and I put less money out. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, I did pick up a heat press. It's sitting right here next to me, brand new. I've already started working on cleaning some of them. 9.2, number 3. Off-white to white pages. Pressed from an 8.0 to a 9.2. So that's a pretty good jump. Minor browning, browning interior cover. So from an 8.0 to 9.2, I'll take that. And number 4, same thing, off-white to white pages. This one was not pressed or cleaned. Corner crease in front cover, browning, browning interior cover, edge wear, stress lines along spine. Several stress lines along spine. Yeah. $1973. Off-white to white pages again. Number 5, they did not press or clean this one either. It's an 8.0, edge wear, corner crease on front cover, browning, browning interior cover, several stress lines along spine. So they looked all pretty good to me. So that's why I sent them off, and I had a little run of them, you know. So I was like, let's send them off, you know. It's a cool comic. They look pretty good to me, so little did I know. That's what I'm saying. I kind of overspent on some of this. Journey into Mystery. I think I have 2 of these. Another one somewhere. This one is off-white to white pages. It was pressed from a 7.0 to the 9.0. You're seeing now. Minor edge wear, several light stress lines along spine, minor browning, browning interior cover. So that's number 6. Let's see what we got coming up here next. Okay, I got to break open another batch. The last rack. Oh, here's some more bags. Yeah, I made myself up a humidity tank already. I've got all my supplies for cleaning the comics and stuff on the dry clean. Eventually here I'm going to get the blue LEDs so I can start lightening up some pages and covers and stuff. I'm just going to kind of play with it, you know. I bought 3 comics that were the same. Some 1970s Vault of Evil. I don't remember what issue. And I bought 3 of them, so I kind of can do different things. One's got a spine roll I can work on correcting. You know, right off the bat, 2 of them, as I was doing the dry clean with an eraser right off the bat, I put a little rip in one of them. I took a chunk out of a corner of another one. You know, so I'm learning my limits before I get onto them. You know, because I got some more expensive comics I'd really like to clean up and flatten out. You know, I just picked up the Thor #1 blue cover, and I've been wanting one of those for a while, but they, you know, the price has always been, you know, 50, 60, 70 bucks. And so I got one for 20 something bucks, but it does have some creases in it, but they're non-color breakers. So I'm going to be able to flatten that back out and hopefully get like a 9.8 out of it. You know, paid half the money, 1/3 of the money, and got a cool comic. I'm going to keep watching the videos where people crack cases with PGX. You know, like I said, I know if you twist this case, there's a little bit more play. And it's just, you know, I get that. But it's definitely cheaper, man. You can get a lot more done. I know the resale value isn't as high. But I also think it depends on the comic and what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Because I've seen some PGXs go for some bucks, man. I might try some CDCS. I was looking at the price sheets the other day. And I was like, you know, definitely more. And their turnaround times didn't seem to be too bad. I'll look online and see what that, you know, if that's true or not. Alright. Let's go ahead and stick this one aside. Straighten the stack real quick. Alright, next we got Lady Death Lingerie. 9.2. This was just a straight up grade. Signed by Joe Quesada. I bought this one with the next one that was coming up. I actually was on the guy's site to buy it because I saw the next comic that's coming up. And this was an afterthought. You know, he was doing combined shipping. And I play that card a lot. You know, if I see something, if I'm going to really want something, I'm going to buy something from somebody, I'll look through their list and see what else they got if they do combined shipping, you know, and I'll load up a little bit. I have a couple guys like every Sunday that I look at their stuff. And, yeah, I'll order up a little bit if I can. So I just got this one because it was signed. And I have his signature on some other books. I knew it was real. And so this is the one that I got. Bam. I was actually looking, I happened to just see. And this is the Rock and Roll Biography Comics. Misfits, of course. Number 17. Nothing was done to this comic. I actually went back and bought another one from this gentleman. These comics were recalled because the Misfits, it was unauthorized. And so low production rate. And it's got some cool art. And yeah, I got a good deal on the comic. And like I said, after I saw this one came back at 9.8, I just jumped on this guy's site. He happened to have one more. I asked him if it was the same quality that this one came back at 9.8, and he's like, yep. So I bought it, and it's in the mail now. I just thought it was awesome. Awesome cover. This one here is the Monkey Prince. 9.6. When this first came out, I bought several of these, the monkey prints. You know, I bought the, I can't remember the title of it now, man. But anyway, I bought his first appearance. It was in, yeah, I'm drawing a blank right at this second. But anyway, so I also bought some number ones. I bought the one in the bag where it does the bag and that. But I wanted to have one Chang autograph. I actually thought this would come back better than a 9.6. I really did think it was a 9.8, but they must have found something. Let me look at my little chart and see if it says anything here. No, it doesn't give any grading notes on this one. It just says 9.6, which is okay. You know, I'm cool with that. I was a really big fan of the Monkey King, the movies and stuff like that, and just that storyline. I liked all the Asian movies when I was a kid, you know, the Kung Fu movies and, you know, the show Kung Fu, and I watched a lot of Bruce Lee movies. I went to the theater and seen them, you know. So seeing their culture come over in comics was just a real thrill to me, you know. And when the Monkey Prince came over, I was just like, oh yeah, because I love the Monkey King. And so I loaded up a little bit on that stuff, and this is one of the ones I got. ROM. I was reading ROM in the 70s. So, in the early 80s and stuff. So this is the annual number one. Let's see, did they do anything to this one? Pressed from a 7.5 to a 9.4. Wow, that's probably the biggest jump out of all of them. A 7.5 to a 9.4. Several stress lines along spine at front cover. And it is a newsstand edition there. Oh, yep, it even listed on this one now. Off-white to white pages. Like I says, I heard that, from what I've seen, PGX is a little bit harsher on the page color. People that have cracked them send them into other places and they call them white page. So, you know, I have a ROM number one somewhere. I'll get, you know, graded out, or maybe I already did that actually. But I don't know, I saw this. I do late night eBay stuff. I'll sit around, oh, that looks cool, let's get that. You know, Shogun Warrior. Now this one I bought because I remember the comic. You know, I had the comic when I was younger. So I got this one. Let's see, oh, cream to white pages. Wow, so that's craziness there, man. And they didn't do anything to this one. It's just a straight up 8.5. But this is cream to white pages. So it must have some pretty darkening, you know, obviously. It's a newsstand. I have since picked up 10 copies of this. There was a guy that I hit and buy his stuff. He sells comic books in bulk. And I bought 10 of these Shogun Warriors. I think they are supposed to grade out somewhere between 9 and 9.2. So this just happened to be one that I had before that and been hanging on to for a long time, so I decided to send it in. I had another one I was going to send in with, because I had two of these, and I was going to send one of them in with my Transformers comics, because I loaded up on the Transformers recently, so you'll be seeing a video of those coming back. I got some good Transformers comics, you know, now that Skybound, you know, has the rights and all that. So see, I mean, I didn't pay to have that Shogun cleaned or pressed, so that's the only good part about that. All right, this one I was disappointed in too, in a way. Only because what I paid a little bit more for this one, and probably the next one coming up from a guy, and you know, anyways, I'm not going to go there too much. Pressed from a 7.5 to a 9.2. Multiple minor stress lines along spine, minor edge wear. So it was represented as a lot better quality than what it was. It was represented as a near mint when it was actually, you know, 7.5. It was not near mint, you know. Now we're up there. So, anyways, I liked the comic. I wanted a copy of it. It at least is white pages, 1976. Anything in that range I'm cool with, you know. So, but yeah, 7.5 to a 9.2. That is a monster jump. The biggest one so far was that one, the ROM was set to 9.4, 7.5, but all right, this is the other one that I had bought with the Spectacular Spider-Man. I was actually shooting for this one that was an auction, and then like I said, I jump on people's sites and kind of see what else they have. So then I saw the auction for the other one, so I got on that. Newsstand, Spider-Woman #1. Pressed from an 8.0 to a 9.2. White pages. So only because I paid a little bit more for this, I'm disappointed in the grade. If they were pressing it, you know, it should have been, you know, I purchased it as like a 9.0, 9.2 right off the bat. So if I put the money into it also to be pressed, I expect it to be better than that, you know, but it is what it is. I wanted a copy of this, and I have a white page copy. So I'll sell it one day. All right, now I've been hitting the Star Wars pretty heavily. This was just an afterthought kind of throw, and I picked this up at a convention or a Comic-Con they had here, the first one, you know, me and my son went to. And so for 20 bucks I bought a Whitman pack, pretty much 1, 2, and 3. And so I decided to go ahead and just send one of them in. Yeah, reprint edition there. So I'm picking up a lot more of these. They are starting to go up in price. This is a low grade one. Let's see, what does it say on this stuff here? Pressed from a 5.5 to a 6.0, so it only went up a little bit, you know, which is kind of sad because now I paid that much in the pressing, you know what I mean, for it to only go up a half a point. But multiple stress lines along spine, 2-inch crease on front cover. But like it says, #1s, #2s, I've been picking up like crazy, even in the reprints, because they came out at the same time, you know, pretty much a little later, and just they're still 1977s, and so I think the value, I actually can kind of think I'm seeing it now. They're starting to go up. For a while you almost couldn't give them away, you know. But now they're starting to go up a little bit. So I have several of these in different grades. I own several #1s in different grades, the you know, the real McCoys. Lately I've been picking up the Lando ones also. Chewbacca #1. This is a 1 in 200 variant cover. If I remember, Alex Ross variant cover. And I needed this to complete. This is pressed from a 9.4 to a 9.8. Now that's worth it to me. When you get it up to a 9.8 from something, you know, then I definitely don't mind paying that. And this is a newer version, so the pressing fee wasn't as expensive. Yeah, 2015. White pages, but as you've seen, I've done a lot of Star Wars stuff. This is one that I've been looking for. I wanted the Alex Ross because I have a lot of the other ones. And the Chewbaccas are kind of harder to find. At least in my world, it was during the time frame I've been looking and stuff. So I finally got it, and got it pressed out, and got it at 9.8. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Mandalorian. Okay, if I remember right, this is the 1 in 50. 1 in 50 variant cover. I chased this book a little bit too. Doesn't say anything except that it's, you know, 9.8. I did choose Mandalorian #1, so the next one, yeah, I can see is another Mandalorian. Because I hit the Mandalorian. If you watched my videos, you saw the Mandalorian edition. So I'm still pumping the Mandalorians through. But this is one I was chasing a little bit. I wanted to have in my collection of my Mandalorians. And I finally got it at a decent price. So I bought it, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad it, you know, because you don't know buying off the internet. You know, just like those other ones, they advertise it as one thing and it's another. You know, this person, I don't believe, even put a grade on it. You know, you just got to look at them and roll the dice. You know, what are you going to get? And then is anything going to happen along the way? You know, I've sent back comics, you know, that have got damaged and stuff, and, you know. All right. There's the other 9.8, so that's a variant cover of, yeah, Trinity Comics. Gravinov. This is the one that comes with a little card. I did a little video where I had the cards graded. This one I did not have graded yet. But I've been watching this gentleman, and he had this comic way sky high for a while. And then he kept dropping the price. Finally, I went in one day and made him an offer, and he accepted it. And so I got it. So now I've got a couple of these. This is my favorite cover from The Mandalorian. You know, lots of first appearances in these books. And so the Virgin's obviously better because you get a whole good look at the, you know, at it and stuff. So I believe the Mandalorian comic series, yeah, we're going to get our money back out of them. They're not going to be, yeah, I'm not going to lose my money, I don't think. All right, well, this is a thicker case. Oh, because it's a thicker book. It's a square bound. The Rocketeer. 9.8. Dave Stevens. Love Dave Stevens stuff. So this one I bought off the internet. I looked and looked and looked. And I was looking for some more stuff. After that one sold, Civil War Initiative, and had the flag in it, and they were just really, the people were into the really patriotic thing, you know what I mean? I started looking around, and I told myself that I'm going to pick up good quality comic books that have a flag in them and stuff that, you know, this looks very patriotic. Looks like it might sell pretty good. And then I looked and looked and looked, and once again, you got to be careful. But obviously it worked out. I got the 9.8. It looked really super clean. I'm not shocked that it's a 9.8 at all. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. I don't even think it had any binding tears. You know, nice big square bound, clean copy. And so, yeah, it's good looking. And it's Dave Stevens. You know, I have some of his other Betty Page stuff, and I just like him. So there you go, guys. Another, gals and guys, there's another 30 comics that I just got back from PGX. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got to check out something cool and new and different, and, you know, whether it was worth it to me. Overall, yes, I will get my money back out of this group of comics eventually. Especially, you know, I'm going to sell them when the next upswing happens. But I just made some different bad choices, I think. There was some in there I really shouldn't have probably sent off, and I did. I've been excited to get them graded for so long. I just kind of did it. And so, but hopefully now, if I can get over the next year, if I can learn how to clean them better and press them myself, I can save myself some money, and make more money. So once again, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for checking it out. Dan's Tattoo Shop and Ink Drillers signing out. Peace.